Hi, I'd like to start the show with sharing a song. New you. Because it's time to offer the real super knowledge to everyone that's ready. So I'll quote some of what Dwayne the great writer, wrote in Nubook 6, Your Dream Visions. And it says, the more patient a person is, the faster they learn. And the real guides know who will be with them and who will eventually leave, but many are given the opportunity so that when they do return in future lives, they will have a better understanding of what they left behind and had once again lost. This is why it takes thousands of lifetimes to build up the endurance to be able to handle oneself. So, singing the new you for 10 or 15 or 20 minutes before you go to sleep each night, and maybe when you wake up in the morning or sometime during the day. By practicing the new you sessions is like a beginning. If a person's sincerely wanting to know what life's all about. And another thing that was, I'll quote from Nubook 6 by Dwayne, the great writer, is, all truth passes through 3 stages. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is accepted as being self-evident. So, it's, if a person is to the point where they're sincerely wanting to know the truth about why we came here into this part of the psych realm, this place in the psych realm, then that's the beginning. It sounds like by testing for yourself and seeing what life shows you by singing the new you song. And then there's new books available and Skype groups and blog talk radio shows and many references all over on Facebook and Skype and many places on this modern technology where a person can find out about the new presentation and the wonderful worldwide educators and what life is all about. There was something here I'd like to read, a paragraph or two, or a couple paragraphs from Nubook 6 by Dwayne, the great writer. It's Your Dream Visions, one of 9 books available in the Adventure Is series. So it goes, it is so vital to know and understand the concepts of the conscious and unconscious parts of one. What I am referring to is the anatomy of the emotional and mental self. These inner bodies and is different in respect of what Western psychologists have trained themselves with. They have decided their arena of business as they see it, but have not been able to get above the other levels, as they do not seem to have the courage to go beyond what is so literally agreed to by other scholars. They are feverishly trying to figure out what the real guides already know. But what most PhD personnel do not realize is only those with a true heart will gain the real knowledge and experience of the all is. In dreams, most people have the identity of an omnipotent personality, or some form of identity or God who is protecting one while they sleep. This is the idea of the Lord's Prayer before one goes to sleep. I remember my grandma making me recite it. My mother never put much faith in it. When one looks over the words to the prayer, it does seem to make sense to the unaware. But the real guides do not use such elementary means. Everything is a step, that is for sure. But a 6-foot boat in seas with waves as high as 100 feet will not last long, because the voyage and journey to the real universes is huge. So many of the parables of Jesus were to the effect of warning people, not so much about the so-called false prophets, which the church actually implemented, but that of an overview of the principles that already exist within the various psychic realms. Some people are afraid of the dark and to go to sleep each night for fear of not waking up into this world again. Those who are the new students of the new man are always protected by the real universal guides, as they will continually meet each other in their dream arenas. The issues with most people are rooted in the part of the mind of which there are 4 basic divisions. The first aspect, the chitta, takes cognizance of form, such as beauty, color, rhythm, harmony, and alike perspectives. The second area is the manas, which is more of the mind stuff, that which is constantly created even while the individual is not aware of it. Third is the buddhi, which is the instrument of intellect, thought, discriminating, and deciding. The fourth faculty is the ahankar, which executes the orders. These 4 areas are what Paul Twitchell referred to. The ahankar accepts the decisions of the other faculties which are handed down by the buddhi and executes its mandates. This is also the I-ness of the individual. It is by which the individual differentiates the self from all else. It is the faculty which enables the individual to distinguish between his own self-interest and that of others. When this faculty becomes unduly exaggerated, it then portrays the ideas of vanity and egotism. The buddhi is the area of the mind where dreams originate and give birth to our imaginary fantasies. These dreams are passed on by the buddhi to the ahankar, but there is nothing to act upon, for none, or at the least few, have anything for manifestation in the physical world. Sometimes the dream is prophetic, or it has a symbolic meaning for the person to deal with. This means the individual has an action part of the dream. One might then dream out their future, and in doing so, acts as the cause for the latter effect in the outer world. One may also go through their dream arena for an ailment which is bothering them. And so whatever has bothered the person within their other bodies or worlds is now healed. And so the physical counterpart is also healed. It's very interesting stuff to try to understand a little of what the words mean and how they affect us, the things that are being talked about that seem to have importance here in this physical place. There's things we could talk about, like the pleasure principle, that seems to be pretty important and kind of rules a lot of us on this earth. And then there's a sensor we could talk about too. And maybe, Val, would you like to mention anything about the sensor or anybody else?
Yeah, this is Dean Val from Huntington Beach. Well, the creation of the sensor is our doing, basically. We've agreed to it to let certain things stay out of our awareness. So again, it takes a little bit, but if you want to work on that, you can ask the real guides to let your real side experiences come through. Another way you can do it is to talk to the sensor itself. You can talk to it like it's like an entity, and ask it to again give up its blockage of the real side experiences you have that you're. And other people, there's a lot of people in our group and in the public that can access their real side experiences and move around in other levels consciously. And so it's just a matter of how you want to play it. But the sensor is a tool basically to utilize kind of a safety mechanism, if you would call it that, to not disturb or shock the conscious mind, because the conscious mind can only handle so much information, and it's got its own reality. So when these other things come in from the other side, these other life levels, it can be quite disturbing for people, and it can off balance them. So we're not about, we don't want to do that. The real guides don't do that. They're very careful about how they the experiences that they provide for people and demonstrate. So they don't want to send people to the mental institutions or anything like that, but it's just making sense of it and gradually bringing the person along so that they're comfortable. They are stretched. You want to stretch, but still keep the balance and keep able to function here, so they can see more, while they're here in the physical. So that's it, Tim.
Yeah, thanks, Val. Yeah, I remember Dwayne saying, when you have the recognition that everything is fine, it is. So a person doesn't have to be so stressed if they have the awareness that everything is okay. just experiences that we're having here in this psychic realm or place. And there's so many things it seems like that we don't know about at all until we get some real guidance and real education to even be aware at all, to be able to recognize something that we're not even aware exists. And all these things that we've been agreeing to, like they're okay on the earth, to let governments control us, like we have to do what they tell us, or else they lock us up, or they shoot us, and we all seem to be so afraid of government or these powers that be, whether they're alien reptilians or something that are using us as the human farming for their needs. It just seems like if we really don't want to be controlled anymore in these psych realms, then we have to find the way to not to get out of these psych realms into what's called the real universes, where we are free, where everything is what real love is. And so this is why this new presentation is being shared for those that are trying to find out if there's a better life than what they know, find out for themselves. There's an awful lot of information or references being offered that a person can find if they look up the new presentation or the wonderful worldwide educators.